Hello, guys. I hope I am live because once again, you know it. I get ready to try to stop my screen share and go live and I flip out. But anyway, yep, it looks like I'm live. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I see some of you are already chatting and I see Lisa is actually in the chat. If you didn't already see my breaking news announcement on the community tab today, Lisa couldn't be here in time to join us, but I don't know if Lisa's home already or not. It's been a kind of wild and crazy few weeks in my family, and that's why we had to keep, pushing everything back. And it happened again today where we were going to have to push it back. But I texted a good friend thinking there was probably about this much of a chance she would say yes, because let's face it, going live is nerve-wracking. She had 3 hours notice and she said that yes, she would join me tonight. So let's all give a great round of applause to my friend Danny, aka Danny's Dreams. Oh. Thank you for joining us, Danny. Why don't you tell everybody maybe how you got started making cards, something you'd like to share about yourself, in little words, few words.
Maybe on camera. No, I actually started scrapbooking about 24 years ago. I worked at a camera store. I was the person in charge of developing all the film and everything. And the owner of the store heard about this new craze, scrapbooking, and he thought he would tie it in. So he got me and another employee to teach classes on it. And so they just, the hook, line, and sinker and reeled me in with that. I always told myself I would never get into stamping because I knew I would be addicted. The year after my daughter was born, so let's see, she's 17 now. So about 16 years ago, I was introduced to the Angel Company, which is no longer in business, but exactly like I predicted, hook, line, and sinker, and obsessed, and kind of faded out of the scrapbooking and primarily into the card making now. Love to color, stamp, create, the whole 9 yards.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for doing this. I know that I get nervous and I've done this 10 times now, so I can't imagine just jumping in. So it is appreciated. Which, by the way, I did not know that exact story. I knew about working at the camera store, which later I'm going to tell you kind of, we'll talk about some kind of like small world things about that camera store and where it was and all that. But we'll save that for crafting. We'll talk more about how we know each other. So a few things for those of you who are over in the chat box. As always, make sure that your chat, if you're going to follow along, is on live chat and not top chat. That way you're seeing the latest messages. Also, if you are joining us live, you can submit a sabotage that Danny and I will have to incorporate into tonight's project.
Or not.
Yeah, if you just want to say have fun as your sabotage, you can do that. So we're going to give probably about 5 minutes. So until about 6:40, there is a link pinned at the top of the chat box and in that description box below that you can go fill out a Google form. So it could be something as simple as you have to use a tag. In the past, little harder ones, we had to work with our non-dominant hand. And one time we couldn't use scissors. So we would love it tonight if you would be kind with those. Think about Danny. But yeah, so we'll give about 5 minutes to do that. While we're waiting for that and giving you time, I will kind of tell you about Oh So Inspired Live and how it works. And maybe Danny wants to hear this too, so she knows what she's in for. But my channel members can submit up to 3 submission pieces for each episode we have. So technically, if you've been a channel member for a while, you could have 30 inspiration pieces in that Google form. I only get rid of them if we choose it on screen or they're no longer a channel member. So tonight, I think I looked, we're right around 42 right now. But that would be, I guess, for the die cut and paper trimmer level members, they get to submit those. So that is what we will draw, or I use a random random number generator to decide on which ones we'll use. So if you're in the chat and you want our attention, please make sure to either @ and then you type in call me Crafty Al and it should highlight it. Otherwise, you can just type in Crafty Al or Danny in just all caps. And that way it stands out more, because when we get started, it's kind of, we're not always right on it. Now, I know my sister is in there and can help. There are a lot of people actually in there who might be able to answer your questions. If you are new to O Inspired, if this is your first time joining us, why don't you type a number 1 in the chat box? Now, if you're watching this as a replay, you might want to skip to about 10 minutes in if you don't want to watch all this me talking beforehand. So we've got 2 more minutes.
I feel
Danny,
like I'm like squirrel here. There's this, the chat's here and you're here. And sorry.
You know what? You can just focus on me then. Don't worry about the chat. I know that we're going to take care of. We do have so far 4 new people on tonight, so that is awesome. Let me know in the chat box if you had an idea it might be Danny, or if you have visited her channel, which, by the way, her channel and her Instagram account are linked in the description box below. So after we're done tonight, I bet she would love for you to go subscribe here on YouTube and follow her on Instagram. Right now it says special guest links, but I will change it later to Danny because we wanted it to be a surprise. All right, lots of new people here live. Awesome, I love it. All right, 1 more minute to get those sabotages in, and then we're going to pick our piece. Is there anything you're hoping we don't get, Danny? But again,
like I said, I was talking with Alicia earlier, and for me, almost all my cards I color on. So for me, this whole experience is going to be kind of challenging because I probably will not have time to color. I might not, but we'll see. So really, I'm open for anything. And I mean, not using scissors sounds kind of scary. Using my left hand sounds really scary. So we'll see.
Which, speaking of coloring, Danny also has a blog, which I forgot to link, but I will add it later. And there are years of her cards there, and she does a beautiful job coloring, and you'll want to go check that out as well. All right, Sherry thought it might be Danny. Oh, Gladys. We are on Zoom together to do this live, but you can't join us on Zoom for this one. That will be the channel members only live, which I'm thinking will be next Sunday evening. All right. I say, let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch to my desktop, and we're going to figure out our inspiration piece and our sabotage. So Danny, they'll still, I think, be able to hear you and see you while we do this. So if you have like a big reaction, you know, that's always kind of fun to catch. Now, if I could actually find the window that I'm looking for that I want to share. Okay, so here might be our first hiccup for the night. It does not look like, did I shut down Chrome? Well, let me go see. No. Sorry, guys. This should just pop up where I find my... I'm going to just share this for a second. All right, that works. See, Danny, I told you something always goes wrong.
It's all part of the fun, all part of the fun.
Oh, I know what it was. I think I minimized everything. Sorry, guys, bear with us. You can talk amongst yourself in chat while I figure this out. All right. I found it. Thank you for bearing with us. Well, Lisa, you could have done a sabotage. You're here watching live. I'll give you 1 minute to go at it if you want to. Because
Or not.
Danny's not into the sabotages. Let's see how many we have. 8 so far. Okay, what we'll do first though is we will pick what we're going to use for inspiration. So I currently have 42 suggestions. And like I said, I don't get rid of these unless we choose it or they're no longer a channel member. So Lisa, oh no, she said she's fine. Okay, so we'll go ahead. We're going to go to random.org. Type in 42. Are you ready, Danny?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Number 27. Let's see what it is. All right. Karen Sharamonte. I hope I said that right, Karen. I really tried to practice before your shout out on my video. So let's see what Karen has in store for us. Which, Karen, did my sister ask you if you got your badge? I'm sure she did if you've been chatting. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, Danny, there it is.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Karen was kind of kind. I think we get this. Now we will go ahead and pick our sabotage. And then Danny, after we do that, I'll have you shut off your camera, go kind of collect your stuff and your mic too, in case you stub your toe and yell out anything. And then you'll come back on just whenever you're ready. But let's find out what our sabotage is. Ooh, good. I'm glad I pronounced it right, Karen. All right. So we have 8 there. I'm going to go 8. Lucky number 4. This is always the one that scares me. Here we go. Okay. This one was Sharon. Only 2 colors. Did that not kind of work out perfectly with that inspiration?
I can do that.
All right. So Danny, you're fine. I'll go ahead. I'll go look at the inspiration with them a little bit more, talk about what I'm going to do. You can come back when you're ready.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to go look at the inspiration piece again. For me, I definitely see just that strip of color that is ink blended and probably an embossed white image over it. So I think this is actually going to work out very well with that sabotage. I'll probably just pick out 2 colors to like blend maybe from top to bottom. And I will have to think about a stamp that I'll use. I don't have a whole lot of big florals like that. So it might take me just a little bit to find one, or maybe I'll decide to go a different route. Now, what I want you to do over in that live chat box, let us know what you would have in mind to do with tonight's inspiration piece. Yeah, I already kind of told you, like when I go off camera, what I'll try to find. Hopefully it won't take me too long. And also I want to point out, you might have noticed that I'm wearing my merch tonight. Now, as a channel member, you always get 10% off, but I do have a special going for the holidays through November 30th. You can save 10% if you use the code that is, I think, at the very top of the chat box, but I also have it in the description box. So if you want like a Christmas present for a card making friend, or, you know, a Christmas present for yourself, that's a t-shirt, or there's lots of stuff on the site. I hope you will check that out. All right. Ooh, all right. So over in chat, Susie Q says to use Versamark ink and it will resist it. I might do that. That might be the route I go. Thank you. Because I was definitely only thinking of stamping it with Versamark and then and heat embossing it. Or don't you have to heat emboss it for it to resist it? Now I'm thinking about that. Can you just emboss resist Versamark with any ink? Have to let me know. All right, what do we got here? Maybe a Christmas stamp. I was thinking that too, Karen, if I could maybe find like Christmas trees or something and put a few of them instead of one. Oh, Sharon, you just outed yourself. I had completely forgotten that you were the no scissors. I'm sorry. You know, we had a lot of fun, but we just have to always throw that one out there. It's probably the hardest one we've had, but it was fun. All right, an ocean scene. That sounds pretty. All right. Does anybody have any color combinations they're thinking of, since we can just use 2 colors? Ooh, I do want to ask, can we use neutrals? Like, can we use black? Like, I think neutrals we can add, right? Like if I wanted a black frame or something, hopefully that would be okay with the 2 colors. Okay, Susie Q. Yeah, I knew about the embossed resist, but I was thinking, oh, maybe you can just resist with Versamark, and that was going to be cool. Trying to think if I need to tell you about, oh, I do need to tell you about something else. Thank goodness I had my sticky note here. If you would like to play along and be inspired by those pieces that Karen chose. Now, the past few times I have done a video and you have submitted them, I'm not going to do that anymore. I do appreciate everybody who sent in a card for that though, and I loved seeing those. But if you are inspired to create something and like you share it over on Instagram or maybe in our Facebook group, in the Call Me Crafty Off Facebook group, I have some hashtags that I would like you to add. Now, these are in the description box below for later, but I will tell you what they are. If you do hashtag Oh So Inspired 10 or hashtag OSI10, then I can see those and see how you took inspiration. Now, if you want to do the sabotage and incorporate that, you can as well. And also, you don't even have to like do blending like I'm going to plan on doing. You can take anything you want from that inspiration piece to make a new card. So if you liked the color combination on one of them, make a new card using those colors. It doesn't even have to be a card. You could make a tag. Maybe you see that thin strip and want to use a piece of pattern paper instead. That is up to you. So anything you create using that piece as inspiration, again, please use those tags and I will have those down below. How about the sentimental rose in the April? Well, I maybe could dig out that stamp, Mom. I probably would be able to find it. Maybe I'll look into that. All right, blues and greens with flowers or ocean. I like that. Thank you, Lisa. You said good luck. Are you trying to take off? Are you on the road? Are you home? And don't forget, if you do want to kind of like, remember, like put our name in all caps just so I see it easier. And it looks like Danny is back. So what I'm going to do, are you're like, the camera looks great.
Okay, good.
All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shut off my camera and my mic, but I can still hear you, Danny, if you get in a jam. But I'll have Danny tell you kind of what she got out and the direction that she's going to go.
This is a challenge for me because normally I start by coloring an image and then I pick everything out. So for my mind to like do the reverse is really, really challenging. So I liked the florals in the inspiration piece. So I grabbed a couple of Sweet and Sassy stamps sets. The first one is In This Together. I kind of liked this image down here. And then I grabbed out Encouraging Peonies. And I wasn't sure, maybe like this one. And then I knew that I wanted to do some ink blending, so I got out some Bristol Smooth paper. So I'm just going to start by getting my paper ready, maybe. And so sorry, I'm not used to being like on camera, so I'm sorry if I like move off of camera. I will do my best to try to watch and make sure that everything is where you can see it. And all right, I'm just going to make a standard A2 card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I already decided I'm going to do one of my favorite color combos, which is orange and pink. Let's see. Bring in my mini MISTI here. And then let's see, I'm probably going to want to mask this off so that I have that strip. So I'm going to grab some Post-it notes really quick. Luckily, everything is pretty close in my room, so I shouldn't be gone too long for these things. All right. So I'm going to put that Post-it note there. And then Post-it note, probably put it on the other side there too.
All right, I am back. Did I hear you say you need to go cut something?
Nope, I grabbed it. Things are pretty close in my room, so I'm usually not gone too long.
Awesome. Okay, so I wanted to go with like a holiday or winter theme, and I thought snowflakes. So I had to dig a little bit. I'm actually surprised I don't have more larger snowflakes, but I did remember this Gina K Designs set. It is called Ornamental Snowflakes, and it was part of a kit I bought last winter. So I think I'm going to use these for my stamping and resisting. And now that I see the tag, I might actually switch it up and have this kind of be my blended strip. So I need to pick some colors. Like, will 2 different shades of blue work for 2 colors? What do you think, Danny?
I think it would.
I'm gonna just go with 2 different shades of blue.
Yeah. So okay. I decided to go with the In This Together stamp set from Sweet and Sassy. Just kind of playing around with where I want it.
All right, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I think Christina Werner talked about it in her video the other day. This gotjoycreations.com put out some holiday ink combinations, and it has like popular ink brands here. Like I have all of Gina K Designs, but it has like Simon Says Stamp, Concord 9th, My Favorite Things, Pink Fresh, Hero Arts, Alt New, and Tim Holtz. So I thought I would use this for my blending combinations, and I'm actually going to do like gray and blue. I've changed my mind, so I'm going to use this one here, Blue Denim, Sea Glass, and Stormy Sky. I'm going to go find that, which I might not even own blue denim now that I say that.
And I decided I am going to do the resist, so I am going to use some Versamark and some clear embossing powder, just rubbing my embossing buddy over there. Technique I haven't done for a long time, so that's exciting. I don't have a fancy tool yet for my MISTI to rub it down, so I just have to use my hands.
Yeah, my sister made me mine. Okay, now I think maybe I was going to try to talk about kind of how we met, Danny, while I get started working. So this could go horribly awry. You know, we'll see if I actually make it. So how many years ago was it, Danny, that you started at school?
This was the start of my 5th year.
Okay. So, and you started the fall, right? Like right at the beginning of school, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. So, we get a new team member, Para, and I swear that I can't talk and do this. You know what? Let me do my stamping and then I will talk more about that. Because I can see myself getting way sidetracked. I already wasn't doing anything.
And I am very OCD. I have to clean my stamp and put it away right every time that I stamp. So sorry for that little delay there. Hopefully I got this It's so hard to tell where the Versamark is on here.
I had
Just
to start using my Big Shot finally. I've had it in the box for years just as my Cuttlebug backup. Oh,
I'm going to go off camera and heat emboss this real quick. I'll be right back.
Realizing now, maybe I should have done my ink blending first before I cut the tag, but you know what? We're going for it. Oh. Okay, so I was going to tell you something. Oh, I know what it was. I don't know if you saw my Stamp Joy haul, but I got these cool little color clips for my blending brushes for my color families, and they like to pop off. So this is my blue one, and I cannot find where it went to. So I was using washi tape before to do the color families, but that kept tearing and coming off. So I might have to find another new way. Oh my goodness, I almost started blending without doing my stamping. It would not be an oh so inspired if I was not a little scattered.
All right. I've been doing this for so long and I still get excited every time I heat emboss. I got that. I'm going to put my Post-it notes back on so that I keep those lines.
Let me know in the chat box if you have already watched Danny and I's 4 on Friday from yesterday. I think we both did an excellent job, and I hope that you did watch that. What we do is we get together about every month and create 4 new projects. It could either be like one stamp set, one technique, one idea, and just create something new. So that was yesterday. And what I did to hold my tag down, I just put a little ATG on the back so that my stamps can hang off on all sides.
All right.
Yay, Gladys watched our. Yay, Gladys. Karen watched it. Oh, Karen, Karen G, I hope that you'll check hers out too when you get a chance. She used the latest Not Too Shabby box. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have given that away. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Just
Welcome,
trying to
Linda.
pick out what colors I want to use. So I just got these waffle flower blending brushes and I love them. And I don't know, every time I get new blending brushes, I just want to sit and pet them. I don't know. I'm kind of weird that way.
See, I wouldn't need those things on the neck of my brushes if I have those because they're already kind of.
That's the specific reason I went with this set is because they were already colored so I could just grab them and not have to guess.
Good idea.
And I'm just using some Kraftin Kimmie inks.
Ooh, do you want to tell them about Kraftin Kimmie if they haven't heard yet?
I just got onto the Kraftin Kimmie design team. I have wanted to be on this team for almost 7 years. I love their products. If you haven't heard of them, they're a company out of Canada, but they have some of the cutest stamps. They have something for everyone. I feel they have cute, they have whimsical, they have just a wide variety. They have inks and they have stencils. And so like I said, I just got on the team, super, super excited about that. I'm using one of the newest inks is Festive Fuchsia, and then I'll also be using Tempting Tangerine. Say that 20 times the best.
I won't try that. No. And I see we both have the same tray for our embossing powder.
Yes, I've had that for years.
Me too. I could use a piece of paper, but I've always just liked this better.
Yeah, that's the way I started. And so I guess since I started that way, I have a hard time doing anything else.
I hear that.
Kind of stuck in my rut on a lot of things. I should probably try new things, but if it ain't broken, why fix it, right?
Trying new things. You are on live with me on YouTube tonight, Danny. You are doing great. Yes.
We'll see.
And ooh, I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Denan Scott says it's not weird that you like to feel your brushes. She does too.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn off my mic so I can emboss that. I will be back.
It's very hard to think about trying to talk while I'm trying to do this. I'm not used to that. I'll have to work on that. I think I need a little bit more pink. It's a little bit more orangey than I had envisioned in my brain. Pink is my favorite color, so we need to have lots of that, right? Kraftin Kimmie inks are hybrid inks, so they work well with almost all mediums. I really enjoy them. They have, I think we're up to 40 some colors that they have. I don't have them all yet. Just started my collection, but lots and lots of pretty colors. And if you don't have one, or if you haven't seen, I'm using my Make Art station. I love having the magnets to hold things down so I don't have to mess with tape, because it always seems like when I use the tape, I rip my paper. So this seemed to be an easy solution, and I really, really like it, especially when I work with stencils. I find that really helps. All right. Look at that. I'm going to grab a tissue to wipe it off and see if I need just a little bit more.
Got some gunk on my tag. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start blending. I don't have the color that was on that little printed chart, so I just grabbed a gray. And when I saw, who said that I should put some kind of, oh, Noreen said I should put some Tombow glue on the little color thing and it would remove. That's a good idea. All right.
Popping as much as I had hoped it would pop, but that's okay. Still pretty.
Oh, and if I'm protecting my work surface, if you see this, this is a cutting thing from like a cutting mat from the Dollar Tree. I don't know if anybody else has any of these, but what a good deal for something that can kind of resist adhesive. And okay, so now I'll tell about Danny at school. So yes, she started in the fall of, I guess it was probably my second year there. It was 5 years ago. And I swear, you know, like our principal would send out the names of, you know, the new hires. And it's like there was something super familiar about her name. So I had to go online and do what people do and, you know, like look her up. And I found her blog. And I think I remembered her from probably 10 years before, just in the card making and stamping community. So then, of course, I was probably a little bit of a creeper, and I'm like, I make cards too. So that's kind of what got us started, you know, being friends, because we weren't necessarily in the same, what would you like, you know, the same part, working in the same part of the school. So we became fast friends and enjoyed working together for years. We both are no longer at that job, but we are still hanging out. We're going to have lunch Tuesday, and we do something called Marco Polo. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but I guess it would kind of be like Snapchat, but they don't go away. You can just send little video messages quickly. So we do that a lot as well. Did I miss anything, Danny, about?
Well, and as we got to know each other, we discovered that we were both in the small town in Iowa. Like, I lived there before I got married to my current husband, and she grew up around there. So it was just a very small world to know that we were kind of like in the same area or whatever.
Yes,
Didn't even
that
know
was
it.
the other thing. Thank you for the reminder. So yeah, I found out that she used to live in Burlington, which is actually where my mom lives. And I grew up like 30 minutes away from there in Mount Pleasant and lived with my mom for a little while in Burlington. So who knows, we might have been in Burlington around the same time. I don't know.
Yep. And knowing that I did work at the camera store there, she could have been in there. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about those inks blended together, but you know what? Doesn't matter right now. Can't go
I'm
back.
going to go over to my Big Shot real quick and cut this out with a stitched rectangle die real quick.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. So by the way, my mom is on here and her name is Gloria Jewett. So if I say mom, you can just know who I'm talking to. So she asked just 2 colors. I decided blue was one color and gray was the other. I'm hoping that I can get a little grace on that. I was just going to go with 2 colors of blue, but I thought adding that gray might be better. Oh, when she comes back on, we can find out if it was the one on Main Street. I knew the name of it at one point.
It's Camelland that was on Main Street. Yes.
Okay, there you go.
I worked there for 7 years. It was the best job I think I ever had. I enjoyed it so much. I also did wedding photography, nature, wildlife photography, all kinds of stuff. That was a really, really fun time.
All right, well, I think I'm done. Oh, I probably need to wipe off the top of that just in case any. I've just like recently here, instead of using paper towels all the time, I have this cheap tea towel that I just use for cleaning off my brushes, doing lots of stuff.
Now I gotta see what I want to do for a sentiment.
All right, now I got my tag made and I don't know what to do. Oh, Denan has shopped in Mount Pleasant before and she lived in Maquoketa. I have heard of it, but I would not be able to tell you where it was.
I've heard of it as well.
All right. I don't know what to do next now, guys. Maybe I should make myself a card base. Let's see if I have any of that blue denim card stock. I know I have sea glass.
Let's see. I think I'll do the can't wait to get together soon one. Yes, Gloria, Chuck Siekman was the owner of that. And Newt, I can't think of his name, was also his partner. Yes, Chuck was such a neat person. He helped me out so much when I was working there. He was always so kind and so helpful and taught me a lot.
Danny, she might not be able to hear you from back there. I'm having a hard time.
Sorry. I forget. I'm learning this. Yes, it was Chuck. He was a wonderful, wonderful person. He helped me out so much, taught me so much. It was wonderful. Yeah, I knew he had sold it. I still have some friends there that had let me know that he had sold it. All right, so I'm gonna do some more embossing, I think.
I'm going to go take a look at that inspiration piece one more time for both myself and for anybody coming on new, okay?
That'd be perfect.
All right. This time it's right up there so I can share it. So this is a look. Let's go back. This is a look at the inspiration piece for tonight. So I think we're both kind of going for that emboss resist with white embossing powder. And it was submitted by Karen Sharamonte. She is here in the chat and is a channel member. I just want to look at that again to get some ideas.
I wish I would have used the white embossing powder instead of the clear, but I think there's still, I don't know.
I have found lately when I stamp with Versamark, I think my pad's dirty, so it always turns out a little bit light gray. That's the only reason I did the white.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It just didn't show, it didn't stand out as much. I might go around it with a white pen or something. I don't know. I kind of like the subtle look of it though, too. Oh, Gloria, you go to the same church as him. How wonderful. I haven't seen him in so many years. That would be so cool. I'm hoping to get to Burlington one of these days, so that would be really neat.
Another small world. Awesome. I'm going to add some white to the front. I don't like that tag against just the blue. But if you have any suggestions, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll white emboss my sentiment on a piece of gray cardstock. I think that's what I'll do.
All right. I used to be so terrified of embossing and I always felt like I didn't do it right. I think I've come so far now.
Good. All right, I'm not sure if I'm going to use the white, but I am going to emboss it with a folder just to see if I like it better behind there. I found a very old Cuttlebug Snowflakes embossing folder. I used to love all things Cuttlebug embossing folders.
I have my fair share too.
Oh, yes, thank you. My goodness. See, I'm glad we have people who are here helping us. Yes, sorry about that, Patty. I should have came back so long ago. I am sorry, guys. All right. Trying to think if we have any other stories we need to share about ourselves. Yeah, we just spent many mornings. I would always get to school way too early, and Danny was so nice and I think came early just because.
No,
we
I'm
would
an early
talk and
person.
chat.
I'm an early person. I always got there early too.
Did somebody ask who? Yeah, so our special guest tonight is my friend Danny of Danny's Dreams YouTube channel, blog, and Instagram account. She's actually a crafty friend I know in person, so she is here local to me. And she so graciously stepped in when my sister couldn't make it in time because I was going to have to postpone again. But luckily, Danny, I don't know that I would have done it. So again, let's give a round of applause to Danny. I think I would have been like, no, thank you. But she just, wow, I couldn't believe it.
I'm going to go heat emboss this. I'll actually mute myself while I do it this time.
Okay. Oh, I don't even think I heard you last time, Danny. I think it automatically shuts off, but I just do that to be sure. So yes, this is Danny. And like I also mentioned before, her links, except for her blog, are in the description box below, but I will add the blog later too. Okay, guys, what do you think? Portrait or landscape? That would more fill the, the stripe look from the original up and down, but I think I prefer it portrait. Let me know in the chat box what you think. I'll zoom in a little bit. I do like the embossed snowflakes behind there, so I think I will leave that. Ooh, crystal, that sounds fun. I'm not usually one to get messy, but I always know that I like the look of it.
I thought I'd share my little tip too, because when it's something little, I use a clothespin to hold it when I do my heat embossing so I don't burn myself.
Yeah, that's a much better idea than me holding it. Great idea, Danny. Thank you. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, Barbara. Portrait, portrait, portrait. Oh my God. I am seeing mostly portrait. I do see a couple landscapes. Maybe what I'll do is somebody said angled too. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what sentiment I'm going to stamp, and then that might help us. I was hoping for kind of like, oh yeah, like something like kind of just, you know, wider and skinny.
I want to see if I can add some touches of white to make this pop. Otherwise, I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with, not sure about those. Let me look here.
Actually, that's too much. I actually think I'm just going to redo that with white and embossing pattern because it won't take that long.
I'm thinking Merry and Bright or Season's Greetings just to make it more generic. What do you think's more generic, Danny? Merry and Bright or Season's Greetings, keeping in mind these are snowflakes?
Merry and Bright.
Yeah, okay. That sounds great. Oh, I better zoom out a little bit. I'll kind of tell you how I store my scraps. I have these 4x6 photo cases, and I have them in color families. So I have like a black and gray. I do have 5x7s for white and off-white, but I have like a red box. So I just cut everything down to smaller than 4x6, and then I can just go grab these quickly. I'm gonna go with a gray. And Susie Q, I have some reverse tweezers, and I try to do my heat embossing with those, but I swear every time, like, I don't know, maybe my tweezers just aren't the best because my stuff falls right out of it. I don't think they grip well enough, the ones that I bought. Again, if you want to play along with us, the hashtags are in the description box. You can use those here on YouTube, over on Instagram, or if you are on our Facebook group, you could add those there as well. I'm going to kind of put this to the center because I don't know exactly now where I want to cut it. Yeah, Karen, that's what Danny said she uses a clothespin. I used to have one right here, but I seem to have misplaced it, which is not surprising.
Oops, I did that backwards. Yeah, we'll tear this one too.
Oh, okay. So somebody just mentioned their craft roulette card. Now, if you're watching this the weekend of November, oh goodness, what is it, the 20th?
20th.
So if you're watching this the weekend of November 20th and 21st of 2021, Craft Roulette, it was on live last night, and the special guest is going to give away one $25 gift card. And if they get 100 submissions, she's going to give away 2. So make sure to check out Craft Roulette after and submit a card. Now, I will tell you, that the parameters, they kind of scared me at first. But after, you know, Mary talking and the guest talking and just in the chat talking about possible what you could do, I think it's definitely doable. So I hope you'll consider helping them get to 100 submissions. They have a goal to do that. I see a couple of you have gotten yours in. Awesome.
I still have never watched that. I need to watch it sometime.
Yeah. I think Mary, I think she's on here with us. Thanks for being here. If I had a Mr. Producer, I would give you a moderator thing and you could add the link. But unfortunately, I can do about one thing at a time. Sorry. But if you just go to their channel after the show, then you can get last night's video. All right, as I was melting my powder, I thought of something, and I think it's going to apply to a lot of us. Over in the chat, if you kind of got or fell in love with stamping after heat embossing, give me a number 10. Just start typing in the number 10. I don't know. How about you, Danny? Did you emboss first or no? You just went, you didn't care about like stamps or didn't care about the powder?
I'm sorry, I was actually embossing this new one. So what did you say?
So I asked over in the chat box for them to type in a 10 if they kind of got hooked into stamping after seeing embossing powder melt.
It's one of the best things ever.
Right? So
but then I didn't do it for the longest time because I got so frustrated with the little flecks and everything. But then I figured out how to do it, and yeah, it definitely, it's still, after all these years, I still get like giddy when I see it melt.
Yes. I hope to look up and see quite a few number 10s. Now, if it was Stampin' Up that introduced you to stamps, go ahead and put a 20 in the chat box. Because I know many of us started with that too. You said yours was the Angel Company though, right?
Yeah, mine was the Angel Company.
I do remember those. And see, I always thought the Angel Company actually turned into Close to My Heart. I don't know why I thought that.
I think they were all about the same time, getting started and stuff. I have dabbled in selling all of them. I was with the Angel Company probably the longest. Stamping Up was close second though. But then I discovered all the other stamps on the market, and stamps are my weakness. If you go to my channel and you watch my craft room tour, you will see I love stamps.
Yes, you do need to check that out. Make sure sometime this weekend to go to Danny's channel and look at her stamp room, her craft room tour. She does love stamps.
Yeah, I like the way this is turning out much better doing the white embossing than the clear. It's definitely popping more.
Do you find yourself, Danny, you can't even pay attention to what I'm doing, right? Like, because you're so into yours. I had no idea that you started that strip over.
Yep, started that strip over. Yep.
My goodness. Yeah, I keep like thinking, oh, I'm going to join Stampin' Up just to get that discount. And I actually almost did it the other day. But then, you know, I read all those non-compete clause and I just can't do it because I love so many different companies and like to use them on my channel and on, you know, online. But I do almost do it every time.
All right. So there is, I need to wipe it off. That's what I need to do. And then I'll show you the comparison. Oh yeah, I like that much better. All right, so there is the white and there's the clear. You can definitely, I can't.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, that did make a difference.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna put that
Right,
there.
I don't know what to do here.
Get rid of that because it has some embossing powder on it. It's driving me crazy. Cut my base.
Ah, Diane, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, and I don't think I would need other people tattling on me either.
And I almost 99% of the time do my card bases so that they open or their fold is at the top. So that is what I'm doing here.
That's probably my preferred way too, but I didn't know today what way I'd be going. Probably just cut too much of that off too to use my punch, which is a Stampin' Up! Punch. I do love it. That was nice. Share your knowledge. Yeah, that's kind of, like when I use the paper pumpkin kits and do alternatives, it's just for fun and kind of just to show you about it, not necessarily to try to sell you on it. But I don't know about you all, but I keep getting the paper pumpkin kits and I have not put one together in months. But I can't stop because I'm always afraid I'll love the stamp set. So I just keep getting them. And for $20, it's not bad.
I stopped mine because I just wasn't using them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I forgot, if you have joined us before, usually at the end of the night, we pick 2 winners and they each get one of our cards. And I wasn't sure if Danny would want to do that, but she has said yes. So before we go tonight, we will do a drawing for who gets our cards. Can you guys keep hearing that ding on my computer? I hear a ding coming from it, but I don't know if it's just me. Do you hear that, Danny?
I don't.
Okay, good. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to place my tag and my sentiment. You can see them both.
And then I always put a blank white cardstock on the inside for, you can write your message or whatever. So that's what I'm getting ready there.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea either, Sherry. At least then you don't have to, because the amount of products out there is overwhelming.
Very.
Oh, and if you notice Danny's beautiful nails, she told me before we came live she was going to do her nails. I'm like, oh, you know what? I had better too. Oh, that was a mess. And now I ended up with this. At least you can hardly see it, but up close in person, it does not look good.
Mine are color streets. They were quick and easy, but I used to sell it. So, all right. Add that. I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals.
Yeah, I do like their papers too, Karen. And I like their punches and their dies.
But I like everything.
Yeah.
I am.
Maybe not their ribbon. I'm not into using a whole lot of ribbon.
Oh, I'm not either, but I still have a whole basket full of it. And then I started with their inks and cardstocks and the markers. And so now I have the full set syndrome. So I keep getting them and I keep thinking I want to switch. Well, I did start buying the Kraftin Kimmie inks, but I am so invested in Stampin' Up. I think that I'll probably just keep that up for as long as I can.
Yeah, that's like me. I bought all the Gina K like inks and cardstock, so I'm kind of like the same. I just may as well just stick with them, and because yeah, I'd have to buy the whole set of the next one too.
Yep, and I like that it all kind of goes together. That the ink colors match the cardstock and stuff. So, all right. I think I'm going to add a butterfly. I'm going to go grab a punch real quick.
Karen, I use Moonlit Fog from Gina K, and it is a little bit on the greenish side compared to what was on that printable. Because the printable said to use Stormy Sky, but I didn't have that. So I just went with what I had. I thought I had all the Gina K ink cubes, but apparently I don't.
So I grabbed my favorite Martha Stewart punch. If this ever breaks, I'm going to cry. I don't know how many times I've used this. And I'm just going to use that other panel that I had made and make some butterflies.
Oh, good idea to use that. Lisa, oh, Danny.
What?
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, I got a little worried. The sabotage was 2 colors. But earlier I told Dan, somebody had submitted a sabotage. So I told Danny, what might happen with the sabotage, and it was glitter. Because for a second I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting my glitter. Just ignore me. We're good.
Okay.
Everything's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
So the sabotage was 2 colors, Lisa.
There's butterflies flying everywhere. There's 1, 2. I don't know where the other little guy went. Gotta find him.
I'm getting, I got to take this off camera because I'm going to have you guys guess what embellishment I might be bringing in, but I need to see how they look first.
Right, there he is. Found him on my chair.
I changed my mind on the embellishments. I was going to use my favorite Elizabeth Craft Designs like glitter dots, but I thought instead I might go with just some clear gems. If you have any questions for Danny or I, if you want to put those in the chat box and maybe just put like a capital question or a capital Q before it. You don't have to, but if you want to know anything, you can do that. And I'll try to look up every once in a while because I am, and heck, maybe Danny is too. I'm getting close to being done.
Yep, I'm almost there.
What time is it? I told her about no matter how hard we think the card is or how easy we think the card is, Lisa and I usually seem to spend an hour and a half, like till 8 o'clock, which by the time we do the drawing and show our cards. All right, I want to do some gems. I'm going to try to place them on places on the snowflakes that make sense in the background.
All right. I also am going to add some rhinestones, I think. I think I'll just use some basic ones so it doesn't compete with any of the colors.
I think I might be done. Yeah, that does look kind of green on screen. It does not look quite as green in person, but it is a little green.
Nice. All right. Alicia, you would be so impressed. My area is a total disaster because you always say that mine's too clean. It's a total disaster right now.
Danny always just has a beautiful area. I have been trying lately to clean up, you know, after every couple cards, but yes, I'm not the greatest. So what I'm going to do now is, Danny, I'm going to turn it on speaker, which when you start talking, you'll go big. So if you can just maybe, just maybe hold the card closer to the camera, but I'm going to give me just a second. If you just kind of maybe again, talk about how you're inspired. Here you go.
I don't know, is that okay? There we go.
Awesome. Love it. I love how you used the piece that you had already blended for
To
your
make the butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how that turned out. I can breathe now. I didn't have to color and it turned out okay.
Yes. All right. Now I'll go. I guess never mind. Sorry, if I start talking now, it should go to me. Sorry. That's something new we're trying to enlarge it just when we're done so people can see it. So for my card here, you know, pretty much me, clean and simple. I use those two different blues to a gray. And lots of embossing, both heat and dry embossing. All right.
I just now saw your embossing folder. I have that one as well.
Yeah. One of my favorites. All right. If you want to, Danny, go ahead and you can go off camera and mic and change your camera to face camera again.
Okay.
All right.
Give me a minute here.
While she is doing that, I'm going to share my screen once again, but this time I'll try to remember to come off of that. So this was our inspiration piece for the evening. If you're joining us late, we each created a new project based on this in some way. Now, we did both make cards tonight, but cards are not a necessity. You can do other projects as well, anything that's inspired by it. Let me see if I can get back to my FaceTime camera. There I am. All right. So while Danny is changing over, this is always kind of a mess how I have to do this. But if you are interested in winning one of our cards, I need you to stop in the chat with anything else, but type one time yes if you are interested in winning a card. Please just do it once. I'll give you like a minute and then we'll do my old-fashioned drawing. And if you could just hold off until everybody has their yes in about chatting with anything else. We will definitely start chatting more once we have this.
Oh, it's not working. Let me keep working on it. Sorry about that, guys.
You're fine.
You all would laugh if you saw what I had to do. I used a whole bunch of stamping up stamp sets to hold up my phone holder so that it could be in front of me there.
And I'm going to look a little bit weird here, but I'm trying to write down everybody's. Oh gosh, I don't know about that. All right, I'm going to have to figure this out another way because that's a lot of people. We're going to go back. Okay, I'm going to go look at my computer screen. And if you've been with us before with my sister, you know that she thinks the faces I make when I'm off camera like this, when I'm on my computer, are weird. So please forgive me when I do that. I'm going to go where I can see the chat. I'm going to count to about 20, and then I'm going to type in the chat box done, and then I'm going to copy and paste all of those and go pick a winner. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oops. All right. So now I don't know if you guys want to see. Oh goodness. Command C. So what I'm doing is I'm just copying all of those comments and pasting them into a Word. Okay, pasting them into like a little notepad. I'm going to count how many people said yes, and then I'll use that random generator again. Okay, we had 17. We had 18 yeses with Lily and Friday. I see that you came in a little after I wrote done, but I will go ahead and do 1 through 18. All right. Oh, I will share the screen for this one if I can get back to where I need to be. All right, so we had 18. So I'm going to pick 1 through 18. It is number 2. Ooh, good. That's going to be easy to find. So I'll go back to my little notepad. Oh, by the way, we will pick 2 winners. So the first person, they'll get to select whose card they want first. The second person will get the one that's left. So number 2, Karen G was first. Karen Sharamonte is number 2. So Karen, if you want to put in the chat box, if you want Danny's card or my card, that would be great. And we do not get offended who you choose. You know that. Oh, we will add a little gift in there. Karen, let me know if you've actually gotten a card before, and then maybe I'll send you something different. But I'm going to get Danny's little gift to put with her card on Tuesday when I see her. So while Karen is figuring out who she wants, let's go pick a new winner, and we're just going to go ahead and leave it on 18 and generate number 8. Brenda Gentry. Brenda is winner number 2. So let's go ahead and stop the share. I'll write down our 2 winners.
Yay. I love sending out happy mail.
Yeah, I need to do it more often. Has Karen answered? I do not see an answer yet, Karen, if you want Danny's or mine. If I'm missing it, let me know.
I didn't see it either, but
she must have just won and took off. She's like, I'm done. Night's over. I won. All right.
She wants yours.
All right. Now I know that I have Karen's address. Brenda, when this live ends, if you will send an email to me with your mailing address, I will get that to Danny. My email address is in the bottom of the description box. It's call me after. Call me what? Call me after what? I don't know what that was. It's callmecraftyal@gmail.com. If you'll send me your mailing address, I will get your little gift to Danny this week when we meet for lunch. Yep. So can everybody just give Danny some way to goes or some rounds of applause? Seriously, Danny, thank you so much. Like, I am amazed that you did this and you did so well.
Well, I don't know about that, but it was fun.
Yes.
I hope that we can all do like we had talked about with you,
yes.
your sister and me.
Yes, definitely. And now you're ready. But I mean, you just got thrown to the wolves tonight. Like, not only is it like random, but then it's totally unexpected that it was today. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you. You know what? For that, I'm going to buy our lunch on Tuesday.
Oh, free lunch. Yay.
This is definitely worth a free lunch. All right. All right. So I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think that's it. We picked our winners. We've shared our cards. I will have mine up on Instagram hopefully tomorrow. And again, I'm going to use those hashtags. If you play along, use those hashtags. If you play along and just want, and you're not like on social media, you know what? Shoot me a picture of it. I'm just not doing the videos anymore, but I would love to see it. All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for making me feel so welcome. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Out of 5 stars, what would you give our night?
Who, them or me?
For you.
For me? I don't know if I could do stars because I'm still a little nervous, but it was a lot of fun.
I got you. I sweat every time I do this, and I get so nervous beforehand.
I'm just very impressed that my cat Alyssa didn't come and like knock embossing powder all over or something like that. So
love it. Now, also after I saw somebody ask, okay, the website for the color combinations, I will put that in the description box below later. So you can go get it. It was a free download for anybody who went to her website. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we'll put to some of the product links below if you want to use, like I know Danny loves her Make Art Station, so I'll let her put her link for that down below. But thank you for joining us. Thank you again to Danny. Now, Danny, just so you know, when I say goodbye, we're still on for about a minute. So until I tell you we're off, just say heads up, because it's always like, bye. And then we just sit here for like a minute until I can close down. But anyway, thanks again to everybody for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for making it this far. Bye, guys.
Bye.